right. Hey, thanks again for making the effort, spending the time here with me to continue to listen to what I have to share. Pretty much everything that I share is all from life experiences day to day. A lot of them are, especially at this point, based on past experiences as well. But recently I had someone say to me, I think it was either a question or a statement, I can't remember, but it was a statement. They said, I don't trust myself to make the right decision. And I thought, it's kind of odd that you don't trust yourself. So I started wondering, where does that come from? How does distrust in ourselves happen? Because it surely doesn't happen in that moment that you have that experience of distrust in yourself. It has certainly just been things that have built up over the years. And so I kind of just wanted to address that and talk about that, what I believe it to be. And of course, whatever you believe is up to you. And of course, I will honor those beliefs as well. So I feel like second guessing who you are, like I already said, is pretty much based on interactions with others over the course of your life. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have an exact number, of course, so we'll just say most choices that we have day to day are given to us unconsciously, given to us by others as we go through life. We are prone to adapt these beliefs based on the choices that we make. We're prone to adapt these beliefs unconsciously because of these choices, because of these circumstances. And these are choices that have been presented to us and given to us by parents, friends, enemies, loved ones, bullies, teachers, coaches, intimate relationships, and really just any and all external means of information gathered by our senses. So when those kinds of things happen, we question ourselves, and if we don't have a certain set of values for ourselves, we have a hard time categorizing whether or not those things are true for us. And this conflict creates this distrust, I believe. And also, telling lies to yourself creates distrust as well. And this kind of goes back to the previous episode called Language Arts, that I briefly address language and how our language shapes us. So this is kind of along the same lines. And just like if we were to lie to others often, you can imagine that they lose faith in us to tell the truth to them and to others. So if we talk down to ourselves, we lie to ourselves, then we eventually believe the lie. And it doesn't take very many times for us to believe that lie, especially if it creates a very deep emotion. It would potentially go even quicker. We would believe that lie even quicker if there's a greater emotion attached to it. So if your coach or your parent says something to you that causes you to have a negative belief about yourself, it's going to sink in a lot faster when they say it than if some person you bump into at the grocery store. So if we lie to ourselves, we create the distrust because deep down we know it's not true, and at that point we become in conflict with our nature, our true selves. We're in conflict with our God-given talents and our magnificence and our capabilities. And when we're in conflict, obviously we can't decide. So we need to be able to decide. So when we say we don't trust ourselves to say no to a situation or refuse a bad behavior or something like that, I feel like anyway, I believe that it boils down to one of the facts that we don't fully understand our values, like I said before. Our core values, as it's commonly called. And these things take time to discover, and they take time to develop as we grow and as we age. And they change from time to time. Our values will change depending on our age and circumstances and things that happen to us. So it's a good idea to know your core values and what you truly value for who you want to be and who you are and who you want to surround yourself with. So that's one way I believe that we can catch all of these lies that we tell ourselves, that other people tell ourselves, in order to make corrections so we can avoid lying to ourselves about who we are, so that we don't create the distrust. And I'll admit, I don't necessarily have my core values memorized. I've written them down, and I think once you write things down like that and you've reviewed them even just a few times, they're imprinted in you. So you have a better opportunity and a better chance to filter information in order to make better decisions on how those events are going to support you or not, and whether or not you want to, take on that bad behavior or take on the good behavior, or, say no to the situation or create a better situation, things like that. So this doesn't necessarily always pertain to the negative sides of things. It always, if you want to do something positive and be around people that are better for you, you also have to be aware of the circumstances. Because you could potentially tell yourself lies that you don't belong around these kinds of people. I've done that too, and that's okay, but you have to catch that and flip it around. So I also want to say that none of what I discuss in these episodes is the end all be all, and it's not the only way that you should go about anything. These are just my opinions. These are my beliefs and what I've experienced over life. I will never claim to be fully correct in my experiences, because these experiences are unique thoughts to me. And however, all of what I tell you does come from my personal life, my conversations with people, and studies as I've grown. And everything I share here is an effort to bring on positive change and positive growth for both of us, and potentially past us as well, to be able to pass it on to our relationships and the people we surround ourselves with. So I will always welcome others' opinions and thoughts on anything that we share here, as long as that discussion is a healthy one. And I guess I just wanted you to know that, because even as I go through life, even I question the validity of things from professionals and experts in these fields that we had these discussions on. So it's just called being a healthy skeptic. That's the way I look at it. So again, I tell you this to claim that I don't claim to be the man with all the answers. Do I have answers? Yeah, I do have answers. Sure do. Do I have the answers you need? I don't know. Maybe that's why you're here. Probably. is to discover that on your own. You know, we're all searching for the truth, searching for the values that we need in order to align ourselves properly, so we trust ourselves to make the right decisions in life. So that's all I wanted to share today. I greatly appreciate you making the effort to be here and create this moment with me. That being said, I hope you have a beautiful day.